Hey guys, Lance here, and today I wanted to quickly show you guys how you can easily get access to new releases on Steam the very moment they become available. Now, typically games release at different times globally on Steam, so countries like Australia, New Zealand, and Japan are some of the first countries to hit midnight, and so naturally that's the part of the world where new releases are found first. So if you're not in those regions, what you can alternatively do is use a VPN. Now, since Steam picks up on your IP address to determine your location, you can use a VPN to basically change your IP address by connecting to that part of the world and make Steam think that you're actually there, which in turn gives you earlier access to the games that you're after. So let me give you a real example with a recent release, which is Elden Ring Night Rain. Now, even though I'm not in those regions, I was still able to get early access to Night Rain by using a VPN. Now, I'll talk about which VPN I'd recommend a little later on, and if you want to follow along and try this for yourself, feel free to check the description below for useful links, including some discounts. But basically what I did is that I simply bought the game before the actual release date, and Steam typically allows you to preload the game a few days before release. So I went ahead and started the preloading process of Night Rain, and then a day before release, I prepared by making sure to completely quit Steam, meaning I checked that it's not running in the background whatsoever, and then I used ExpressVPN to connect to the Australian server. I then launched Steam again, which essentially tricked Steam into thinking I'm there, giving me the option to press the play button earlier than everyone else in my region, potentially around 10 hours or so before my actual local release. And that was it. There's really not much to it besides that. Now, of course, keep in mind that this is not a tutorial showing you how to buy cheaper games using a VPN. That's actually against Steam's terms of service and might potentially risk the suspension of your account. And you won't really be able to buy any of those cheaper games unless you have a legitimate payment method from the country that you're connected to on the VPN. And that's when you can, in fact, get your hands on those cheaper games. But again, do that at your own risk. I just wanted to make that distinction real quick. So again, it's really simple. Just buy the game like you normally would, preload it, and once you know that the game is releasing soon, make sure that Steam is completely off. Use a reliable VPN to connect to the appropriate location where games typically first release, like in Japan or New Zealand and Australia, then launch Steam and enjoy your game at the same times as those regions. Now, you might be wondering if you can use a free VPN for this, but honestly, free VPNs are prone to leaking your actual location, and you don't want to risk doing that because it might cause some conflict with your Steam account and potentially raise some suspicion around your account, and you really don't want that, especially if you're not willing to risk the suspension of your account. I'd strictly recommend using a well-known, reliable VPN that would consistently mask your real location with zero risk of exposing it. That way you avoid the headache and also avoid all the other limitations that come with free VPNs, like limited locations and data caps, all of which will basically make your life a lot harder, and you might as well just wait it out at that point. Personally, I just like to use ExpressVPN. It works great for me, whether I want to play games, stream content that's not available for me, or torrent and download any files. A couple of other really good options would be NordVPN and Surfshark. Those can also do everything that Express does, but they have their own bonus features and different quirks that can be very useful in a variety of situations. For me personally though, I just prefer Express because it's the easiest to use and quickest of them all, and I typically don't really use any of the features that come with VPNs besides the VPN itself, but that's just me. Either way, I'll leave all the useful links in the description below, alongside links to reviews and discounts, so that you've got everything you need to get you going, whether you want to grab one at a discount or learn a little more about the VPN before actually making the purchase. And again, hopefully you found this video helpful. If so, please leave a thumbs up, as I always appreciate that. And if you have any other comments or questions, put those down below, as I love getting to answer as many of those as I can. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.